Hello!
Hello, children. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Ashens. What are we going to look at today? It's a practical puffin book from the 1970s called Strange Things to Do and Make. And I'll tell you what, children, it's fucking weird. Yes, this is a book actually published in the 1970s by Practical Puffin, which is like Puffin, the children's book imprint of Penguin, I believe. And yeah, this was like things you could do and make, little instruction books, hence the practical thing. Look how proud that Puffin looks. 5 minutes later, he found out his son was in jail. It's sobering, isn't it? So, that's weird. The front is also the back. Wow, that's strange already. Incredibly low ISBN number there. Yep, early days. And only cost 50 pence in the United Kingdom, or $1.25 in Canada. For Canada Land could also do and make strange things. So yeah, there was some weird and dark stuff floating around the 70s. Well, there was in the 80s, there was in the 90s, there was in the thousands, and there still is at the moment. But this is a particularly fine and bizarre example. I remember somebody telling me they had read this book in school, and I never quite believed them. And then I saw a picture of it on Twitter. I was like, oh my God, that is the book. And I'll tell you what, it bloody is. So what we got on the front, somebody sitting away from us with a head full of matted hair. Could actually be a giant walnut placed on top of a fake body. There's an owl, there's a building, there's a wall, there is the moon, or possibly a mouldy satsuma. We don't know yet. Pear in a bottle, always a classic. Twig with ants, a bit Salvador Dali, that one could be a crutch. It's probably a divining rod actually looking at it. There's a fish on a plate, that's a thing. Xena cards, like used at the start of Ghostbusters when Venkman is perving over the ladies and giving men electric shocks. A picture of a pyramid and a broken egg with a chick going near a sapling. I tell you what, guys, there's some real joy in here. Let's have a quick flick through it. The world can be a very strange place, particularly Ludlow, full of things we only half understand or don't understand at all. This is a book about many strange things that you can try out for yourself. Everyday objects can have odd uses, like printing with fish. Got to be cheaper than inkjet cartridges. Or bringing luck with salt. The movie, Salt, with Angelina Jolie? You can tell the time by the sun, make magic by the moon, and try mind reading. You can look for weather signs or watch a chicken hatching from an egg. Perhaps one of the strangest things of all. Going to be honest, pretty sure that's quite a natural thing that happens there. But yeah, anyway, it's from 1976, the year I was bloody born. So it's not something I had at the time, but I have managed to get hold of this incredibly cheap and high-quality copy off Amazon. So way second-hand books. So what can we do then? Fish prints. Straight in at fish prints. Other scaly things will print like this, or use leaves with ridges on them. So basically, take a dead fish, wash it in warm water and detergent, dry it carefully or the paint won't stick. Literally take a dead fish, stick a load of paint on it, and then stick a piece of paper on and rub it down, and you'll end up with a picture like that. That is pretty strange. I'm not going to lie to you. Do you really want your kids pissing around the dead fish? And what could possibly go wrong? The smell. Get some strumming in, dry off. Rub it on a bit of paper, and your life is ruined. Yeah. I'm going to say that's pretty strange right off the bat there. Where would you get a whole dead fish? Would you expect to go to the fishmongers? I'd like a whole dead fish for painting, please. One of our special painting fish. I see you are a man of taste. And I'm sure what is going on here? Oh, I see. Sorry, I couldn't make it. That's like the back. It's the same position as that, isn't it? I just sort of saw these weird bent-up legs and something that looked like a giant frying pan. I was thinking it was some sort of bizarre add-on to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or something. Anyway, plants. Some people have a special feeling for growing things. They can make wonderful gardens, even in poor soil. Other people don't seem to be able to get plants to thrive for them at all. Going to be honest, you're just growing plants here, guys. Yeah, that's not that strange at all, is it? Doing your little New Age intro is not fooling us. That is not a particularly strange one, although sitting there and then... here we are. Some people believe that plants grow better if music is played to them. Try playing your favourite kind of music to one of your plants. Music you don't like might slow up the other one too. I'm going to say probably not on that. I mean, maybe vibration does something, but it doesn't seem likely. Oh, look, there's a cutaway there with all the worms. The worm's upset, for she is only playing Linkin Park. which is slightly worrying as this book was written in 1976. Warts, fucking great. Brilliant. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't expecting that. Warts. Many people get these strange little lumps at some time in their lives. Some people get lots. No one seems to understand warts very well. They often come and go for no reason at all. Well, it's a virus, isn't it? Human papilloma virus? Is that right, or is that something different? Can't look it up because I'm recording a video for the internet. Yeah, I think they're a bit more sort of understood now, isn't it? The moon was a magical wart remover. These are some of the moon cures you could try. Find a silvery dish and wait for a clear night when the moon is full. I mean, you could do that, or you could, like, get some sort of extremely cold cryogenic spray that blisters all the skin around it and pushes the wart out. That tends to work a bit better, I believe. Dandelion juice is another wart cure that doesn't work great. Sometimes the handkerchief was left lying at the crossroad for someone to pick up. Whoever did got your warts. Yeah, I think it's just more like old superstitious beliefs. My grandmother believed that you could buy a wart off somebody and it would disappear. Like, you give them some money and say, I have bought this wart from you, and then the wart would disappear. Gonna be honest, she wasn't right on that one, as was repeatedly proven. But there we are. Such is life. Hiccups! Warts and Hiccups, my favourite 80s comedy duo. Hiccups get at you when you least expect them, and all kinds of odd ways to stop them have been worked out. Pat your head and rub your stomach. That's quite faint. Does that, because it takes your mind off it? I don't know that one. The cures that work best are the ones that take your mind off the jerks. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Swallow a large spoonful of peanut butter or honey as fast as you can. Stand in the sun and make yourself sneeze a lot. What? Well, like, stick pepper up your nose. That's bloody weird. That's it. That image there and that text is just what I want on my tombstone. Just that. No explanation whatsoever. Not even my name. Just that. Lie flat, hold your breath and swallow 3 times. That's like the worst instructions for a porn actor I've ever heard. Right, space box. Is that like in the IT crowd? They have a box that they claim contains the entire internet. Ordinary things look strange when you can own what? Ordinary things look strange when you can only see them. Oh right, so it's like an exclusion box. I'm with you. Ah right, yeah. So, that's quite cool, actually. I don't know if I'd call this that strange, but it's a nice little thing. Yeah, make yourself a little diorama. Look in through the little hole. With a screen at the top that lets in the light, and yeah, it'll make a little diorama scene. It'll make it look cooler because that's all you're looking at. Yeah, that's good. Like that. 10 points. Ooh, ow. I'm losing the points due to cramp. Ah. Oh, that's better. Deary me. You'd think I'd know how to sit while doing these videos by now, really, wouldn't you? Weather. The air we breathe makes a blanket around the earth. Without it, the sun would burn us by day, and we would freeze at night, like you live in a desert. This air blanket is heavy, although we don't notice it. Our bodies have their own pressure from inside, so we can't feel the air pressing down and around us all the time. Yeah, fair enough. You can test this air pressure with a glass of water, thin square of card. Oh, yep, the old card sticking to it and that. And, oh, look at that. There's a classic children's science experiment, isn't it? The glass jar. Looks more like a milk bottle there, but rubber band, balloon rubber stretched tight, yeah, balsa wood bent card, and it will then tell you the pressure up and down. You see, little basic barometer, I believe. Yes, it is a barometer. Good. I'm glad it did say that, because I said that and then thought, hang on, am I right? But yeah, that works. And here's a picture of a swallow. That's good, isn't it? Some plants and animals seem to know what weather is coming. They have radios and listen to the weather forecast. Great. And there's some ants. Another Salvador Dali hint. Chickens! Strange things to do and make. Chickens! What? Well, it's actually telling you how to bloody keep chickens? I get the feeling that's something most parents probably wouldn't have been down with. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mum, can I keep chickens? Of course you can't keep bloody chickens. We don't want live chickens running around. But we can kill them and sell them to Colonel Sanders. Newly hatched chickens have lots of bare skin and a few sticky feathers. That sounds like round the back of a KFC. What else we got? Moving glass. Oh. Yep. Here it is. Here's the thing I was told about. Somebody said, I had this book that I took out from the library as a kid and it told you how to make a Ouija board. And I tell you what, they were not telling the lies. Moving glass. People have moved things without seeming to do anything. Well, perhaps they asked somebody else to do it. Sometimes a group of people have managed to move quite heavy tables by just resting their hands on them. The people who do this sometimes feel strange about it. As if the table had a mind of its own. But our bodies are moving all the time. No matter how hard we try, we can never be really still. Yeah, little micro movements and that. You try and make a glass move with 3 or more people. Yeah, this is just a fucking Ouija board, man. So have your own seance on a wet afternoon. For some people, the glass will skid across the table and jiggle up and down. Yep. It's not mentioning the whole attempting to contact the dead thing, but yes. There was quite a good study done this recently where they worked out how it works with like micro movements, and you see people's eyes going to where it's going to go for a fraction of a second and stuff like that, which I'm going to be honest, didn't tell us anything we didn't really know, but it's nice to have it proven, isn't it? So yeah, if you want to contact your dead nan and ask her where she hid all the money for the milkman, you can do it using a large round fisherman's friend and a tiny glass. Well, there we are. So we've got our kids making Ouija boards, rubbing dead fish on paper, and keeping chickens whilst their barometer on top of their space box gives them warts. So, what else have we got? Magical things. Holy shit, man. We're getting into the Harry Potters now. Not long ago, most people believed in magic. Yep, last Thursday. Not long ago. I mean, really? I mean, you need to give us some sort of timescale for that, because kids will probably think you meant like 1973. It could bring good luck and bad luck to enemies. Illness and fears were treated with spells. Magical songs and dances could make crops and gardens grow. Well... Oh, look, there's a bowl of salts near a door that keeps bad luck out. Because bad luck is a physical thing. It looks like a tiny Piers Morgan. Ooh, metal donut, always nice. Stones with holes in them are magical things. Any more information? No. Wish each time you light a candle or see a shooting star. There's a hobby in it. Magical growing things are apples. I'm just going to stop reading that sentence there, because, okay. Mind reading, here's the old Zena cards. Look, some people seem to be able to send messages from their brain to another person's brain without signs or words. Ooh, that's right. They use Morse code over audio. There we are. Messages have been sent over long distances between people who know each other well. There we are. Morse code. No one understands how this is done yet. Morse code. The brain is still a puzzling thing. It may be that our minds have ways of signalling that most of us have forgotten how to use. Or maybe nobody ever really knew. I mean, there's making a lot of assumptions there, guys. A few people are very good at mind reading, but they can't explain it either. They also can't prove it when asked to under any sort of closed conditions. Look up the with that old James Randi had that $1 million thing. Anybody who can prove they have paranormal abilities get $1 million. Yeah, never quite managed it. So yeah, this is just basically. I'm going to look at a card. You have to try and guess which card I've got. Write it down. And I tell you what, your results over a long period of time will come out as random for obvious reasons. Fuck me, water divining. Oh, man. Oh, this takes me back to something. Oh, hang on, an anecdote when this is finished. Some people have a special feeling for water. They drink it. They can tell where it is under the ground by receiving a kind of signal from the water through a rod into their arms. Farmers often use water diviners to show them the best place to sink wells or dams. Maybe you are a water person. Maybe you are a fire person. Maybe you are the last airbender. You will need to hold something in front of you that makes the signals from the water clear, such as a TV aerial collects signals from a TV station. Oh man, so water divining. Basically, you walk along with a bit of stick like that, and when you go over the water, it goes up. So my dad and my granddad both believed in water divining and believed they could do it. And one day they kind of attempted to demonstrate when I was young, and I'm going to be honest with you, it was one of the most feeble things I've ever seen in my life. Like, I was young enough to just sort of think, oh, this is true, isn't it? And then they demonstrated, it was like, you have literally categorically proven it false. Like, that was one of the most feeble attempts at a demonstration I've ever seen. And that was the day I stopped believing in water divining. Yeah. Blimey, there's all this, people believe they can divine all sorts of stuff as well. Like, I can divine metals and all this. And usually they're pretty good about it and will actually go and, like, try it under sort of scientific conditions. And always fail miserably, obviously. But, I don't know. It's a little bit of folklore in it. Best not to take it too seriously, guys. Also, that tree is a bit scary, isn't it? Next up, pyramid power. Destroy your enemies using the power of three-sided shapes. The pyramids have puzzled people for a very long time. Nobody really knows why they were built in the shape they were. Some scientists think that the space inside the pyramids might have special powers. I probably wouldn't go to those scientists if you have a medical problem. Things seem to last much longer inside that space than they would in the open air. Here's an experiment you can do in the pyramid shape. Oh, God, they're not going to let meat rot, are they? This isn't the meat rotting thing, is it? Yeah. Try out your pyramid with... Right, so make yourself a little pyramid, then try out your pyramid with 2 small pieces of fresh meat. Make them the same size and the same kind of meat. Wow. So, basically, if you put a piece of meat under a pyramid and then a little piece of meat just on the thing here, the piece outside will rot slightly quicker. Yeah. So basically an uncovered piece of meat will rot slightly quicker than a covered piece of meat. Yeah. But I tell you what will definitely happen that is magical. Your mum will get really pissed off because you're leaving rotting meat around the house. Make the dog go weird as well. Fixed ideas. Okay. Our brains get thousands of messages all the time about the world around us. Eyes, ears, tongues, noses, nerves and skin send messages to our brains. Brains have to make sense of all the signals for us. Our eyes see a very small person or an enormous baby, but our brains tell us that can't be right. We know that distance changes the size of things, so the baby must be very close. God, it's a giant! Why did my brain lie to me? We're doomed! And that's Cloverfield 4. Our brains get fixed ideas too. See how hard it is to walk down an escalator that has stopped. That's not hard at all. Like I do that fairly frequently because escalators break down in like shopping centres and that. That's a bad example. I see what you're getting at, but not a good example, guys. Get 3 bowls of water ready. Have hot water in the first bowl, the very cold water in another, and water's only just warm in the third bowl. Yep, and stick your hands in other ones, and yeah, your brain has trouble making sense of it. That is entirely true. Also, possibly, I don't know if this is true or not, but if somebody's asleep and you stick their hand in some warm water, they may piss themselves. Is that an urban legend? Is that actually a thing? I genuinely don't know. Your brain can muddle up tastes. Fuck you, brain. That chef spent ages on that. Mix several spoons of sugar in half a cup of water and make a big mouthful. Hold the sweet water in your mouth for a few seconds. Then take a mouthful of fresh water. It will taste quite salty. Damn you, water. Brains get used to speeds too. Yeah, we see what you're getting, an idea. So give your brain some idea and confuse it with another one. Tell you a classic one. The old put your arms out in front of you, remove one, stick a rubber hand there, and your brain starts to try and assimilate it into part of your body from its point of view. And of course that doesn't work very well because it's just a bit of rubber and it gets confusing. Do they still teach that in schools? They should. They didn't teach it in my schools. I don't know why I said, do they still? I send messages about colour, shape... Oh, yeah, optical illusions like this are always good. One of my favourites is, look at this spinning disc, or this GIF of a spinning disc these days, or a GIF, if you pronounce it like that. And then look at this picture of the Van Gogh sort of nighttime painting, and it all looks like it goes wibbly. It's a good one, that. I didn't explain it very well, but you know what I mean. Codes! Oh, send secret codes to your evil lover in Botswana. Codes are ways of sending messages secretly. Hundreds of different codes have been invented by people and used for all kinds of secrets. Spells were sometimes written down in codes or magic signs. Or of magic signs, sorry. Marks on old stones or maps were sometimes made to be understood by only a few people. Ooh. Diaries and letters have been written in code so no one but the writer or a few friends would read them. Some codes have never been worked out even by code experts. Are they actually a code then? Or are they some bugger taking the piss? Keys working code. Yep. So yeah, have yourself a basic letter substitution code. And why not? And then, oh man, invisible ink. Yay. Use the wrong end of a match. The wrong end of a match, interesting concept. Or a fine paintbrush. Dip it in lemon juice or milk and write in clear letters. The words will only show up when the paper is heated. Ooh, hold the paper against a warm light bulb or press it with an iron turned to the lowest heat. Or alternatively, just, these days, send it in an email and encrypt it, I don't know. Fruit in a bottle! This is the pear from the cover, isn't it? Amazing. A large piece of fruit, such as an apple or a pear, looks very strange inside a narrow-necked bottle. So how do you do this? Oh, literally, well, I suppose the only way you could, really, tie the bottle around the fruit as it grows and then tie it off. And then you've got a... Look, I got a pear in a bottle. And it'll last for 8 seconds before rotting, because bloody pears are like that, aren't they? They have that 4 seconds of ripeness before they go from rock hard to mush. Oh, and finally, sundial. Oh, that's not so weird to end on, is it? I mean, it's, you know, a sundial. You can tell the time with it because the shadow is cast by the sun against the thing you have on it. Yeah, there we are. He seems to be trying to use his sundial at night. What is going on there? Oh, he's using the stars at night to find the true north, so he knows which way to orient his sundial. Marvellous. Well, that is it. We do end with a Penrose triangle, the impossible triangle. Why haven't you called it a Penrose triangle? It has a name. has a name. Please use it. Lines can be drawn in patterns that trick our brains. We see what we expect to see. Yeah, this looks like my sofa. Oh, no, wait, I'm just looking up a bit. This triangle looks solid. You feel you could pick it up. What? Follow the lines that draw the sides. They don't add up. Yes, I'm not sure I feel I can pick it up. It's quite obviously drawn on the page. But yeah, it's one of the classical optical illusions, and a good one it is too. So thank you, Practical Puffins, for these lovely ideas. Our children can now contact the dead while looking at an impossible triangle. Written and produced by McPhee Gribble Publishers. McPhee Gribble. No wonder it's talking about magic all the time. They sound like bloody characters from Harry Potter. Practical Puffins are for children who like to do things for themselves. They are planned around projects that work and are fun, and that provide basic skills and tap the child's own inventiveness. Other titles in this series, well, this will be good. Cooking, carpentry, gardening, body tricks, presumably with corpses, and bicycles. Titles in preparation. Did they ever come out? Kites, bottles and cans, and living wild? Is that because your mum's thrown you out because of all the fucking chickens and rotting meat and dead fish and stuff? Crikey. Well, there we go, my friends. That may be one of the finest children's books ever written. Strange things to do and make. If you should wish to do your own fish rubbings, please do copy me in on Twitter or something, because I'd really like to imagine the smells that you must have created in your house while doing it.
Subscribe for more.